let's look at another video. This one's by Stephen Raichlen.
Long before there were...
As you know, I have a somewhat of a history with him. I don't really like him, and I've had to deal with his fans before. But let's check out this video. This is Caveman T-Bones.
Fire cooking. I give you our most primal steak yet, the Caveman T-Bone. You don't even need a grill grate. The T-Bone is my favorite steak.
Now, here's where I gotta disagree with him a little bit. This is more nitpicking than anything else, because those are not T-bones. Those are porterhouses. It comes from the exact same part of the cow, but you can see the top part there. That's the strip, and the bottom part is the tenderloin. Now, on a T-bone, you got a bit of tenderloin, and you have mostly New York strip. On a porterhouse, the tenderloin part is much bigger and much more pronounced. So while he's not wrong, it's just from a meat cutting standpoint, those are actually would be considered porterhouses, not
Season
T-bone.
the steaks generously on both sides with coarse salt.
Okay.
And freshly ground or cracked black pepper.
Yeah, you see everyone who complains that I put too much salt on my food. First off, you're going to lose a bunch of it when the steaks hit the coals. And second off, well, it's, of course, you're fine. But yeah, that's about how much salt and pepper I would put on my T-bones. Now, I typically got to disagree with him a little here. I typically don't season both sides before they go on the coals. I do it while one side is cooking, but that's just me.
Why am I such a fanatic about coarse salt? Because the crystals dissolve more slowly than table salt. So when you bite into the steak, you get a crunchy burst of salty flavor.
Plus, it's harder to oversalt with coarse sea salt. I prefer kosher salt, but that's just me. Although I do love sea salt, but okay.
Let me show you the fire. I'm working over natural lump charcoal, which I've lit in a chimney starter. Dump the coals.
Okay, typically I gotta stop him here. I don't light my lump charcoal, and by the way, lump charcoal is wonderful. It's far superior to briquettes. Now, that's not to say that briquettes don't have their place. If you're doing anything low and slow, you want briquettes because they burn a hell of a lot slower. But if you're cooking something like beef, like steak, burger, you want that high, hot heat, and you want lump charcoal. I typically don't use a chimney starter because lump charcoal burns so goddamn quick. I typically will take the two grates from a Weber. Underneath the first one, I'll twist up, wrap up, roll up some newspaper. Grate on, build a nice little pyramid of lump charcoal, light the newspaper, let that get all nice and hot, and then break the coals when they've ashed about 50 to 60% over. That's just me. Just because normally I get Steve Reichlen's fans telling me I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Kind of proved I did. But typically I don't use a chimney starter with lump charcoal just because it already burns quick enough. Yeah, that's the thing. If you want to grill multiple things or for a long period of time, you have to go with briquettes. But if you just want to grill up some burgers or don't mind relighting a fire every, God, I'd say maybe 45 minutes, then, oh my God, go with lump charcoal. It is the best fucking way to make anything.
On the bottom grate of your grill, and you must use natural lump charcoal. Spread the coals.
You must use it because well, first off, for this technique, you must use it. But you must use it because seriously, if you have a backyard, you can't do this if you're in an apartment, sorry. But if you have a backyard, get yourself a goddamn Weber. Cost you about $150 for a Weber something silver or gold or whatever. I don't know, maybe more. I can't remember what I paid for mine. But get yourself a goddamn Weber. and get yourself some lump charcoal. You will be blown away. And hell, if it's just you and the old lady, get a fucking Jumbo Joe for $70. Do you more than fine.
Out into an even layer on the bottom of your grill.
But I think I got I personally have the Weber Gold, I think. I think it was 150, but I could be wrong.
Leaving about 1/3 of the grill cold free. This is your cool or safety zone, and believe me, you'll need it. Next, fan any loose ash off of the coals.
I will say, though, get yourself a pair of gloves, maybe, because I have burnt the hair off my hand, because it burns a fuck of a lot hotter than briquette charcoal.
And now, the really cool part. Take your T-bones and check these out. These are a full 2-inch thick.
Now, I gotta disagree a little with him here. I don't like steaks when they're that thick, but that's just me. It's not the cost. It's just when they get to be that goddamn thick, it's like you're just eating a roast. So, that's just me though.
And lay them directly on the coals. Hey, I told you these were caveman T-bones. So what's the...
Yeah, I hate to bring this up, Steve. The cavemen didn't have fucking lump charcoal. The caveman used wood. You should have done that if you wanted to be accurate.
The advantage of cooking the T-bones directly on the coals, well, besides the obvious shock value, you get a surface charring, a crust, and a smoke flavor you just can't achieve on a conventional grill. And how do you know when it's time to...
Oh, geez, me and him agree on crust. What a shock.
Turn this...
To everyone that thinks on my cooking show that I burn things, no, that's what's known as a crust.
Steaks? Well, first of all, you'll see a little blood purl up on the top of the steak. And then look at the bottom. When it's crusty and dark brown, the steaks are ready to turn.
Also, for this technique, you have to actually enjoy rare steak, which, oh God, do I love rare steak.
Once the steaks are cooked and browned on both sides, what you want to do is lift them up and tap each steak to knock off any loose embers. See, there's a loose ember. You want to knock that off. And with a pastry brush, you can brush off any loose ash. There won't be much. And now the fire-roasted pepper sauce. Break the coals into an even layer and pour about a ½ cup of extra virgin olive oil into a...
Okay, what the hell is this for?
Cast iron skillet. Then set the skillet directly on the coals to heat for a couple of minutes.
And I will say you must use cast iron. It's the only thing that can take that amount of heat. If you use a stainless steel or, God forbid, don't use a non-stick pan. The non-stick coating will burn right off and get right into your food. And it's not great to breathe in either, but yeah. Get yourself some cast iron pans. They're fantastic.
When the oil is hot, add thinly slivered yellow bell pepper, red bell pepper,
Okay.
flat leaf parsley, and thinly sliced garlic. Return the mixture to the heat.
Not really sure why you'd have enough residual
Cook the
heat to get
peppers
job
until
done.
lightly brown and fragrant and aromatic. 2 to 3 minutes.
Actually, in truth, you could have just left the goddamn skillet on the counter. It would have kept hot enough to do that in maybe an extra minute.
Was I nervous the first time I threw an expensive T-bone steak on a bed of embers? You bet I was.
The T-bone isn't, well,
But the flavor
it's not that expensive.
was so amazing. The presentation so cool.
I mean, I don't know, maybe that's Minnesota, but usually if T-bones go on sale, they're, $7 a pound. And the steaks that I like are about an inch thick. Maybe 3/4 of an inch. And you get them for $5-6. Not that terrible. Although for this technique, I would recommend about 30 seconds aside. But that's me.
I had to take a chance and try it.
And I like rare steak. I do not understand people that eat well done steak.
Pour your flame roasted peppers over the steak. And you want to use a really thick glove.
Now, why the fuck would you do that? Okay. Pouring peppers or salsas or any crap over a steak is for cheap cuts. Why did you just get some fucking eye of round or sirloin or chuck steak and do it with that? A T-bone, a New York strip, a porterhouse, filet mignon, whatever the fuck. They don't need anything. The only seasonings you should have on that steak is salt and pepper. Like, what? Are you high? Why would you take beautiful 2-inch thick T-bones and dump a bunch of fucking crap on them?
This is
Well, I generally think you're a jackass.
extremely hot. So there it is. Caveman T-bone with flame roasted pepper sauce. And I can't wait to dive in. Look at that, the way I like it.
Well, at least me and him have one thing in common. We both like our steaks rare. Although, that's a little too overdone for me. I like it a little rarer than that.
The smoky crust, the garlicky peppers.
Like I said, I damn near eat my steaks blue.
This might be the best steak on Planet Barbecue.
It would have been if you hadn't dumped all that shit on it. Like, again, you dump A1 or this pepper mixture, which doesn't look too bad, on a steak that's fucking a cheaper steak to hide the fact that it's somewhat bland. But with a T-bone, you don't need to. I don't know, but I will say this. Apparently we have this in common. We both like our steaks pretty fucking rare. That's the way a steak should be, folks. Fucking nice and rare. I know. I've got members of my audience that they like medium or mid-well or God forbid well. I don't get well done people. What the fuck is wrong with you? You've cooked out the flavor. I don't know. I've heard actually from a lot of my subscribers that it's a northern thing. It's like I'm a Yankee because I'm in Minnesota. I'm about as north as you get. That we like our steaks rare. People in the South like that shit well done. You know what? It's your steak. You paid for it. You can massacre it if you want. But just trust old Dave on this. If you've never trusted me on anything before, if you're a well-doner, would you please go to medium? Your mouth is going to have the first orgy it's had in a very long time. Anyway, that's what I got to say on this.